Simulated Baseball and MLB The Show 2020. Man, did I screw up yesterday. Tried to record a stream so I could prepare. Only recorded half the game. And it was just the way that series went for the Brewers, I guess. Just nothing worked out well for them. Even the dumb broadcasting it from a house. So we're even in a different area. I'll explain this all during the broadcast as well, but all right. So let's get this roll. Let's throw that on the floor quick. I didn't think anyone's joined yet anyway, so I think we're fine. Let's get this rolling. I think we got microphone disconnected, microphone connected. And we're underway. Take a look at. There's the record. I didn't really want that. I kind of wanted something else, but that's fine. So we got a little new setup here once again. I am in the living room now. I have upgraded, everyone. Things are looking up for old Chucka D here. But we are at Wrigley Field on a beautiful Monday evening. The first place Chicago Cubs taking on the Milwaukee Brewers. Divisional matchup, a key 7-game start. Right now. It's starting now. Here we go. So it is Jose Quintana getting the start on the mound for the Cubs. Last pitched on Tuesday against the Dodgers, where he took the win. Went 7 1/3 inning. Just gave up 2 hits, no runs, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts. He's been pitching very well for these Cubs. His ERA is at 1.99. He's going to face off against Lorenzo Cain to start off the game. First pitch to Cain is in there for a strike. We're underway, and glad you could join us here on another stream of MLB The Show. Brewers second in the NL Central. They're tied with the Cardinals right now. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one misses down low, 1-1. Cain hits one foul. Cain getting the start tonight back over in center field. Took a few days off. His bat hasn't been where the Brewers wanted. As you can see, only batting .239, and he swings and misses at that one. And he starts the game off with a K.
Batting second, the right fielder, Christian Yelich.
Brings up Christian Yelich. Coming off a good series against the Diamondbacks. Hit 2 home runs in the series, but was 0 for in yesterday's game. Takes one upstairs, it's 1-0. Brewers losing 2 of 3 to the Diamondbacks. Cubs lost 2 of 3 here at home to the Nationals. The Cubs still maintaining their presence in the top of the division as Yelich hits that one to the left side, beats the shift. He's on with a single. Good at bat there. Took an inside pitch and hits it right off the top of the handle and goes with it. So a runner on first for Keston Hiura. And he has been hitting very well on the road, as you can see there. 361. Must be something about staying in a hotel room. Home run. Yelich over at first. First pitch to Hiura. Misses down low. It was against these Cubs that Hiura really struggled to start the season. Hiura was only 1 for 9 in those first games. Those are the opening series for both these teams. 1-0 is inside. 2-0. Saw a little slide step from Quintana. And for good reason. Christian Yelich stole 3 bases off the Cubs in that opening series. Here's the 2-0. Inside, 3-0. The 3-0 from Quintana. Misses down low, so 4 straight balls to Castanheira, and it's first and second for Avisail Garcia.
Avisail Garcia.
And these are the situations where the Brewers need to make the Cubs pay. They are facing a very good offensive team. These are two of the best pitching staffs in the league, so any runs you can get against these teams, you got to make sure you're holding on to the lead as best you can. See the little thing there. 14 stolen bases for Christian Yelich. Leads the league. Pickoff throw to second, not in time. Let's get your first look of Hernan Perez, the longtime Brewer, playing second here for the Cubs tonight. Here's the 0-1 to Garcia. Fouls that one back. And it's quickly 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. That misses. See, 2 hits in yesterday's game. One of those a double. Here's the 1-2. Hit on the ground to the right side, and that could be 2. Baez throws it back to Quintana covering, and that will retire the side. So the Brewers get a hit, they get a walk, but leave one stranded. And we head to the bottom of the first. Baez, Hayward, and Bryant coming up. So it's Freddie Peralta who's getting the start here for Craig Counsell's crew. Last pitched on Wednesday versus the Marlins, but only went 4 1/3. Gave up 5 hits, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts. Did not give up any runs, but still came out in the 5th inning. 3-0 record, 3.58 ERA. And faces off against Javi Baez and gets him to swing at that strike right down the middle. It's 0-1. See the record for the Brewers, 25-16 coming into today. Trying to get back to 10 games over 500. Another swing and a miss by Baez. It's 0-2. And a swing and a miss. 3 pitches, 3 strikes, and that's how this one's going to start out for the Cubs here in the first.
Batting second, the right fielder, Jason Hayward.
Jason Hayward comes to the plate. Was 1 for 8 in their series at Miller Park to start the season. First pitch to Hayward is upstairs, 1-0. Peralta threw game 2 of the season against these Cubs. Went 5 1/3 of an inning, gave up 2 earned runs, did not factor in the decision though. The 1-0 is just up, 2-0. Struck out 6, walked 2. 2-0 is in there for a strike. Pitch inside, 3-1. Just misses, and Hayward's on with a 1-out walk.
Batting third, the third baseman, Chris Bryant.
Chris Bryant steps up. He's on a 5-game hitting streak, 10 home runs. Tied for the team lead with Wilson Contreras. His 28 RBIs lead the team, and this is a very balanced Cubs offense. Baez, Bryant, and Contreras all with over 20 RBIs. First pitch to Bryant's in there for a strike, 0-1. This is an offense that leads most of the major categories. Couldn't get him to chase that curveball. It's 1-1. Fourth in the National League in batting average. They've scored the 3rd most runs in the National League. 4th in home runs. They take a lot of pitches. 2nd in taking walks. As you see there, not chasing after that one, 2-1. But they have struck out a lot. And there's a fly ball to left. Garcia's settled himself. He's got it, and there's 2 away. Let's take a look at that Cubs lineup. Javier Baez led us off. Then Jason Hayward got the walk. Chris Bryant flew out. Now we have Contreras, Rizzo, and Schwarber. Ian Happ in center. Hernan Perez, the former Brewer, is in the 8th spot. And Jose Quintana rounds it out for this Cubs team. Contreras takes one up, 1-0. That one misses as well, 2-0. Welcome those who are just joining us. 2-1, another one that catches the zone. So 2-2 on Contreras. Peralta comes set. Here's the pitch. And that one misses, so full count. Means Jason Hayward's going to get a head start towards second base. Got a grumbly corgi here in the living room. Full count to Contreras. Misses down. And it's a 2-out walk. Internet connection quality is currently not sufficient to broadcast gameplay. Awesome.
Anthony.
I guess moving closer to where the Wi-Fi is not helping. Probably should just connect a cord right to the PS4. And that probably would help us out immensely. Anthony Rizzo now bats. He's on a 4-game hitting streak. Taking his time, getting set up in the box. Hayward at second, Contreras at first. 2 outs here in the first. The 1-1 fouled. All right, I think we might be back. Smoke hits that one. That is Bryant. He throws it over to Rizzo in plenty of time. And there's the final out. So the Brewers go. He should wear pants. It's just a weird. That shirt is just. He should just be wearing pants. 5 straight balls from Freddie Peralta here. Falls to 1-0 against Ian Happ. Said no connection. Now we're. All right, that looks like it's about live. There's a strike, so Peralta breaks the ball streak. It's 1-1 on Happ. Schwarber at first. Swing and a miss. Gave him a fastball right down the middle. Couldn't keep up with it. And it's 1-2. Check of Schwarber. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him to handcuff himself. And the second strikeout for Peralta is the first out of the second.
The second baseman, Hernan Perez.
And that brings up the longtime Brewer Hernan Perez. Takes one inside. Perez started the year in AAA and then was called up when Jason Kipnis went down with a leg injury. He's going to miss most of the season. And Perez now getting some regular playing time. This is his 18th appearance of the season. 2-0 pitch, swing and a miss. Two 2-1, hit foul. Check of Schwarber. Here's the 2-2. Upstairs, 3-2. Perez, the jack of all trades for the Brewers for many years. Played the outfield, played the infield. Was even an emergency pitcher at times for the Brewers. Full count pitch. Another one foul. There's one game last year where Perez came in to pitch and imitated some of his colleagues on the mound. 3-2, popped him up. Yelich is racing in for it, And it's going to drop for a base hit. Throw to second is in time, and Kyle Schwarber is called out. So that goes down as a fielder's choice and takes the hit away from Hernan Perez.
Pitcher, Jose Quintana.
So yeah, it was just a little looper, and Schwarber was kind of caught in no man's land, and even my dog agrees that's not the best place to be. And that's going to bring up Jose Quintana. Runner at first, 2 outs here in the second inning. And Quintana takes a strike. It's 0-1. Like I said, I'm in the living room now, so I have a dog who can see a lot more of what's going on in the outside world. And she's very concerned about everything right now. Doesn't take on the curveball, so it's 1-1. One pitch, swing and a miss. So 1-2 on Quintana. Peralta looking to get out of this inning. Here's the pitch. Can't get him to chase. It's 1-2, or 2-2, beg your pardon. Here's the 2-2. Fastball down low, 3-2. So Peralta's trying to work around the zone, trying to get these biters. But like I mentioned, this Cub team does not take a lot of takes a lot of walks. They see the ball well. So they're going to let the close ones go by. And maybe to their detriment, as they're also at the bottom of the league in strikeouts, just like Quintana did there. So 3 strikeouts on the game for Freddie Peralta. Go Cubs go. That looks like that Cub is running away from a pile of his poop. Go, go Cubs. Well, head to the third. Still zeros. Heidi Watney, what do you got for me today? What stats are you going to throw up there? Yeah, let's talk about the pitching stats for the Cubs. They are one of the best teams in the majors. ERA is the best in the NL. They're the opponent's batting average, best in the majors and in the NL. They don't allow a lot of home runs. They won't issue a lot of free passes, but they're not striking out a lot of guys. So they're going to make you put the ball in play, and you're not going to get a lot of long balls off of this Cubs team. And a big part of that, too, is where they play here in Chicago. Wind always blowing around and keeping a lot of balls that would normally be home runs and other ballparks. Keep those from heading out as Arcia fouls that one off. It's quickly 0-2. Scoreless game here in the third. Here's the pitch from Quintana. Arcia hits that one to the seats. This revamped Wrigley Field. The bullpens are no longer along the baselines. 0-2 pitch. Fights it off. They're now underneath the outfield bleachers. Just better that way. It's actually heated in those areas. 0-2 is inside. See so many games of yesteryear at Wrigley Field, and you see the guys in the bullpen just sitting along the tarp or, you know, that brick wall bundled up. Not like in the dugout where you can at least get a little bit of a heating system going. Arcias chases after one in the dirt. He strikes out. They get the out at first. Brings up Freddie Peralta and takes the ball. There's not many parks that have the bullpens in kind of the field of play. The Giants are like the only one that still have that. Peralta squeaks one through the infield, and he's on with a base hit. So pitchers who rake.
Now batting.
Peralta has a single, and we're back to the top of the order in Lorenzo Cain. Giants, they still have the bullpen along the baselines. Cain hits that one to left, and Schwarber's there for the second out. Got a good piece of it, but Not
Now
enough
batting.
downward
The right
momentum
fielder.
on it.
Christian
And
Yelich.
Kane is out, and it brings up Christian Yelich with 2 outs and a runner on. The Giants, they're down the line. The A's, the A's have about 17 acres of foul territory, so they have a lot more room down the line for their bullpens. Pitch to Yelich, misses up 1-0. It's kind of like a fun mental game, trying to think of all the ballparks that have bullpens in the field of play, but I think those are the only 2 now. A lot of the new modern ballparks, they've built the bullpens in mind for such a thing, except the Giants one. Yelich takes that one to left, and that is caught by Schwarber, and that will retire the side. So the Brewers get a base hit, leave one stranded, head to the bottom of the 3rd. We're scoreless. So, top of the order for the Cubs and Javier Baez.
For the Cubs, the shortstop.
Baez struck out on 3 straight
Javier
pitches his last time at bat. And the first pitch to him is inside, 1-0. Baez with 26 RBIs, like I mentioned. This is a team that has a very well-balanced offense. 1 through 7, the regular starters for this team, all contributing. And that one's foul. .50 home runs hit as a team. Curveball misses. We got some guys who are hitting for some pretty good averages as well. Javier Baez batting .295 now. Chris Bryant .305. Contreras .316. Ian Happ .350. Full count to Baez, swing and a miss. Baez is down on strikes for the 2nd time today, and there's 1 away here in the 3rd.
Now batting, the right fielder, Jason Hayward.
Going back to the last thing when I was talking about bullpens, I remember the one unique, probably the most unique setup was the Petco Park when the opponent's bullpen was in the right field corner. That's where it first started out, and then they actually built a bullpen outside in the outfield. Hayward hits that one to the left side. Jed Jerko steps and throws and gets it over to Smoke for out number 2.
Now batting.
Now, that was probably one of the more unique ones where only one of the teams was on the field. They remedied that one. Yeah, only 2 teams. I was watching they're doing a little retrospective. It was from an old video game. They had like some tours of like old baseball parks, and something I didn't realize was at the Polo Grounds, their bullpen, one of the bullpens, not only was it in the field of play, but it was actually in fair territory. It was along the left field warning track. It was in a really deep part of the field where not a lot of balls would get hit anyway, because the Polo Grounds was massive. But it was actually in fair territory. So you had to... many times in these, like with the Giants and the Cubs, you'd have a guy kind of on the foul line, kind of making sure the ball was coming. You know, he could kind of protect the catcher, so he didn't have to worry about it. 2-2 to Bryant. And that one just misses the side of the plate, 3-2. But there you'd have to almost have 2 guys, or you would just know a ball was coming and you could probably throw a pitch quick. 3-2 inside. Bryant is on with the walk. So a 2-out walk by Peralta. That's going to bring up Wilson Contreras.
40, Wilson Contreras.
Contreras also walked back in the first inning. Hits that one foul. A lot of those ballparks, you know, you'd put the bullpens. I mean, they were in such small areas and mostly in big cities, so you didn't really have anywhere else to put them but on the field of play. 0-1 is a curveball that's outside, 1-1. But now with a lot of ballparks, you build that into the features. 1-1 is popped up to left. Garcia has plenty of room, and he's got it, and the side is retired. So, Cubs leave one stranded, and we head to the fourth. We're still scoreless.
Leading off for the Brewers.
Castanheira now bats here in the fourth inning. He walked his first at-bat, coming off of a good game against the Diamondbacks yesterday. He went 3 for 5, had 2 doubles, 2 RBIs. And takes one way inside from Quintana. It's 1-0. Last time the Brewers and Cubs met, Castanheira was not seeing the ball well. He had only had 1 hit. He only had 1 hit in the series. It was really after that one. And really it was after a couple of games against the Cardinals he really started to get the hitting going again. Had a huge series against Philadelphia in their first road trip of the season. 1-1's in the dirt. It's 2-1. But here I got a hit in the first game of the season, but then would go on an 0 for 13 slump. They would break eventually in the second game against the Cardinals. Here's the 2-1. Hits that one foul. He's done considerably better since that 1-9 start. Leads the team in hits, and he also leads the team in strikeouts. That's his 40th strikeout on the season, and there's one away.
The left fielder, number 24.
And here's your road to the show report that I don't get when the Brewers play at home, but I guess I get it when they're on the road for the other teams. But that's a pretty good average last 10 games for Vince Hendricks, who's batting .600. I don't know about you, but that's a good way to get fast-tracked to the big leagues to keep that up. Garcia bats, takes one outside, 1-0. Another one misses away. It's 2-0. I know it's kind of a slightly angled view of where the pitches are coming in. So, might be a little outside. That one misses, 3-0. So, in the driver's seat is Garcia. Omar Narvaez is now on deck. 3-0 pitch. In there for a strike. It's 3-1.
The catcher, Omar Narvaez.
Omar Narvaez now bats. Got off to a hot start this season. Cooled down a little bit, but as expected. First pitch to Narvaez in there for a strike. It's 0-1. And Cedar giving some signs over there at third base. Gotta give him some glasses in this model. He wears glasses out there. 0-1 pitch. Late swing on that one, and he fouls it off to the Cubs dugout. It's 0-2. And away, it's 1-2. Did go around, and Narvaez is down on strikes for the second time today.
Now batting, the third baseman.
Brings up Jed Jerko. Also a strikeout victim in the game. And that one's in there for a strike, so it looked like that one was a little bit below the knees. But apparently at the knees enough for the home plate umpire. 0-1 to Jerko. Hit up the middle, and that's going to be Perez, who has time to get Jerko at first to retire the side. So we've played 3.5. We're still scoreless here in Chicago.
Leading up for the Cubs,
Anthony Rizzo
the first baseman.
Kicks it off for the Cubs here in the fourth.
Rizzo.
See Eric Lauer already warming up for the Brewers as Freddie Peralta is already at 63 pitches. Lauer moved down to the bullpen, having some struggles in the starting rotation. That one misses 2-0. Lauer did pitch in yesterday's game, so kind of surprising he's warming up in this situation. And the 2-0 pitch is hit over to Jerko. He secures it with Justin Smoke, and there's one away.
Now batting, left fielder, Kyle Schwarber.
And Kyle Schwarber bats with 1 out. He walked his last at-bat. And follows that one straight back. It's 0-1. This will be kind of almost like a final run for these Cubs. They got a lot of guys that they're probably not going to be able to keep all of them. A lot of guys on their final years of their original contracts with the Cubs. And in the offseason, there was a lot of talks of trying to move some of these contracts, try to have a little bit more manageable payroll for the 2020 season. Here's the 2-1 to Schwarber, swing and a miss. Good pitch by Peralta there. It's 2-2. And a swing and a miss. Got him to chase the high fastball. And there's 2 away. 5th strikeout on the day for Freddie Peralta. Brings up Ian Happ.
Number 8, Ian.
51st strikeout on the season for Kyle Schwarber. Like I mentioned, this is a team that strikes out a lot. First pitch to Happ is right in there, 0-1. And that one misses in, 1-1. Try to get him with a 90-mile-an-hour changeup, and if that's how fast your changeup is going, that's pretty good. That's like a Brett Suter fastball. Another one misses up and in. It's 2-1. And called strike. Happ was thinking about it. Still checked his swing, but it was still right in the zone. 2-2 pitch. Fouled off. Peralta shakes off a non-existent sign from Narvaez. 2-2 pitch. Popped him up. Jerko's calling for it, and he's got it to retire the side. So, Cubs go down in order here in the 4th. We head to the top of the 5th. Still scoreless. Hey, Heidi Watney. What do we got going on that we can't hear about today? Let's see who you're going to call out, because they'll be warming up on deck regardless of where they are in the order. And it's about Lorenzo Cain, he'll bat 4th if some runners get on base. But yeah, Lorenzo Cain having some struggles at the plate as of late. Kind of an ominous sunlight glare from Craig Counsell is just kind of peeking over that railing. Justin Smoke leads off the Brewers here in the 5th. He's struggled quite a bit. He did really well in that first start he had, hit 2 home runs. Getting the start over at first with a lefty on the mound. Ryan Braun's still injured, and that's in there for a strike. Hoping to get him back in a couple of days to resume his duties over at first. He got injured in Friday's game in the blowout loss to the Diamondbacks. There's the 0-1 pitch, hit up the middle, and Javier Baez is there, and plenty of time to get smoked.
The batter, number 3, shortstop.
So yeah, looking at the ERA for teams, Brewers are among the top, 3.64 ERA, but the Cubs at the 2.82, far ahead of those that are behind them. As Orlando Arcia, strikeout in the 3rd, now steps in. First pitch to Arcia is in there for a strike. Arcia had the walk-off win against the Cubs in their series finale at Miller Park. And the sac fly to left in the 9th in a 1-1 game. Here's the 1-1, swing and a miss.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
The 1-2 in down low, 2-2. 2-2 pitch, just off the inside corner. And it's a full count, so RC doing a good job working the count. Here's the pitch. This is away. So RC is on with a 1-out walk.
Now batting.
Third free pass issued by Quintana. And that's going to do it for Freddie Peralta. He's only going to go 4 innings.
16.
Does not give up a hit. And Ben Gamble is going to come in to hit. So that might tell you a lot about who's available today. Sogard left the game on Saturday with an injury. So he might be available. Braun might be available off the bench. But if this is just a bunting situation, they'd probably let Freddie Peralta go back out there. Here's the 0-1. Swung on and hit to left. Schwarber coming on, and he's going to make a sliding play to make the out. So good job by Schwarber there. Little feet first slide. And there's 2 away. Take a look at that one again. Ball stops perfectly in his glove. And there's 2 away for Lorenzo Cain. So I guess he did come up to bat in the inning. Heidi, you're on that one. Pitch to Cain. In there for a strike. It's 0-1. Well, Eric Lauer was warming up for the Brewers in the bullpen. So he might be coming in for the 5th. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And that one's hit to left. But Schwarber is tracking it down, and he's got it for the final out. So Schwarber getting in some work. He's got a few fly ball outs today. Bottom of the order coming up. We've played half a baseball game. It's scoreless. Well, you are watching live MLB The Show simulated franchise mode of the Milwaukee Brewers. And we're seeing these on youtube.com/TuckerComedy. That's where you can find all the action. Record at 7 p.m. on the weekdays, 6 p.m. on Saturdays, 1 p.m. on Sundays. And I try to record games if I know I'm going to miss stuff. And if I try, and when I do that, hopefully I don't screw it up like I did for yesterday's game. And, you know, I just had to do the highlight reel. So sorry about that one. I only recorded the half of the game. I'm very embarrassed by it.
Leading off for the
That is not the look I'm trying to go for here. I try to provide quality content at a fair price. And I feel like I just let down everyone who's subscribed to this channel when I don't follow through on it. Eric Lauer is into the game. He pitched yesterday. And 2 strikes on Hernan Perez. Went an inning and 2/3 in his first bullpen appearance. 1 hit, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. And that one, not sure where that one missed. Looked like it caught the zone with the change, and it's 1-2. And that one's to right, and Yelich gets it at the shoestrings, and there's 1 away.
Now batting, the pitcher.
So nice job by Yelich. Gets a good break on the ball and reaches down and grabs it. And there's 1 away. And I'll bring up Jose Quintana. And that one misses. 1-0. And that one is in there, 1-1. Brewers and Cubs matching up for the 4th time this season. Brewers won the first series 2-1. Quintana takes a strike, 1-2. It was this matchup of Quintana versus Peralta that also faced off in Game 2. Neither pitcher got the decision in that one. It would be Alec Mills who got the win and JP Fireeisen, who took the loss. That was a game that was decided in the late innings. All three of those games were decided in the late innings. 2-2 pitch, misses, 3-2. Christian Yelich with the 2-run homer on opening day in the 7th off of Alec Mills. And then the walk-off win by Orlando Arcia in the 3rd game. Quintana hits one to center. Kane takes some long strides to his left. He's got it, and there's 2 away.
The batter,
so we're back to the top of the order, and probably why Craig Counsell might have wanted to go to his bullpen. Freddie Peralta would be facing the Baez for the 3rd time here today. And his pitch count getting up there a ways, so kind of erring on the side of caution here. And that one misses 1-0. So they look like they're being caught right in the strike zone, but apparently there is a little bit of a skewness to it. Misses there, it's 2-0. Two-0 pitch, fouled off. So Lauer trying to bounce back here, 2-1. Scoreless game here in the 5th. 2-1 pitch, hit hard, foul. So Lauer's evened up the count here. The 2-2, hit to right. Yelich racing back in. He's got a weird angle on it, and that is going to get into the basket, and that is a home run for Javier Baez. That was a weird one that kind of hit the basket but still fell out. That's why that basket is there, and the Cubs take a 1-0 lead. So take a look at this one again. Up and out, and Baez goes with the pitch and sends it into right field. And yeah, it looks like it hits the back wall in the basket and then out of the park. So Javier Baez gives the Cubs a lead. That's the first hit of the game for the Cubs. So the combined no-hitter is gone. The shutout is gone. And that one's through for a base hit. So back-to-back hits for the Cubs. And I think there was a rabbit or something in our yard that our dog had to go chase after. Oh, a cat. There was a cat in our yard. And our dog was very concerned about trying to get it. And now is barking for the cat to come back. That cat's not coming back. So Eric Lauer gets the first 2 batters, gives up the home run, gives up the single. It's now Chris Bryant batting. First pitch to Bryant is in there for a strike. It's 0-1. So Cubs adding on to their home run total. Tops in the National League and hitting long ball this season. 1-1 to Chris Bryant. Finally getting a replay. The dog barking and a lot going on in here as I'm trying to make adjustments to stats. I'm finally getting to see that Jason Hayward base hit. Yeah, beats the shift on it. It's on base. Two-1, and that one's driven to left and deep, and forget about that one as well. So with 2 outs, the Cubs score 3 runs, and the Cubs bullpen, yeah, they got that camera in there so they can do some fun dances. They're pumped in there. It's a 3-0 lead. Well, Lauer's struggles continue even out of the bullpen. Leaves one up in the zone to Chris Bryant, and he smokes that one into the bleachers, and it's a 3-0 game.
Ladies and gentlemen,
and that's going to do it.
Now pitching for Milwaukee.
For
number 58.
For Lauer, his
Claudio.
struggles continue, and Alex Claudio comes into the game. And not the way the Brewers wanted to start this one out, this road trip.
Up next for the Cubs, the catcher, Wilson Contreras.
And Wilson Contreras bats, nobody on, 2 outs. Cubs getting all 3 inning. Claudio in there to work. The 1-0 pitch, grounded foul. This is a big reason, so doing the power rankings for this week, kind of trying to think of a write-up of what to do. And I looked at the Pythagorean win formula, which looks at your runs scored and runs allowed as a way to determine kind of what your winning percentage should be. And I'll talk a little bit more about that one as I summarize the inning. Well, the Cubs get 3 runs, all with 2 outs. Eric Lauer is touched up again for some runs. We head to the 6th inning with the Brewers trailing by 3. Christian Yelich leads off the 6th.
The right fielder, Christian Yelich.
So the Pythagorean win theorem, or formula, whatever you want to call it, looks at your runs allowed, runs scored, as a way to determine kind of like what your record actually should be. So if you're a team that plays a lot of close games, probably going to have about and have a number of runs scored is equal to how many runs you give up, probably going to have a 500 record. But if your actual record is much better than that, then that kind of shows how you overperform as a team. So looking at the win formula for the Brewers, they are projected at around 88 wins based on what their runs scored and runs allowed are currently. Here's the 0-2 to Yelich, and that one's up and in and hits Christian Yelich. 0-2 pitch. So Yelich is going to stare him down for a little bit, but probably just tried to get that one to hook back in. Can't see why that would be with any malicious intent. Cubs have a 3-0 lead. Brewers have not been doing much offensively. The Brewers only, that theorem only says they're going to get about 88 wins, which, based on how all the other teams are doing in the National League, would put them 2 games behind the Braves for that second wild card spot. Cubs right now, they are blowing teams out. And Yelich was caught napping, and he is out at first base. So Christian Yelich is picked off, and there's 1 away here in the 6th. So the hit by pitch is going to erase the base runner, and Keston Hiura bats with nobody on and 1 out, takes another ball, 2-0. But yeah, it would put them 2 games behind to that final wild card spot. The Cubs, based on this formula, would have a 111 and 51 record if they can keep up this pace of runs scored versus runs allowed. Now that's probably pretty preposterous, and even if you look at the Red Sox, they're at 118 wins. That's probably even more unlikely. That'd be Seattle Mariners territory for most wins in a season. 3-1 pitch to Hiura, fouled away. It's 3-2. The Reds would take the top National League wildcard spot with 101 wins, and wouldn't that be something? You have 100 wins and you're still only a wildcard team. That misses, so a walk by Hiura. So both batters getting on base to start out the inning, but Yelich is erased on the pickoff, and it's now 1 out, 1 on, and Avisail Garcia bats. And taps that one in front of Baez, and he's going to try to get it at second, and he's in there. So that's going to be a fielder's choice for Avisail Garcia. And the Brewers have something in business. Hopefully they can take advantage of the misplay by Baez. Probably could have just got the out at first base, but tried to get the lead runner. Baez bats, 2 on, 1 out. Brewers trailing by 3 here after 2 home runs by the Cubs. Here's the 0-1 pitch. This is away 1-1.
1-1.
We're at second. Garcia at first. Ball 2. Yeah. Any way I can do math, stats, and a little power ranking action, I'll take it. So look for those power rankings. It'll give you a little, if the season ended based on the win theorems, it'll be kind of where those teams would be and kind of how it relates to their actual record. Swing and a miss, 2-2. And tells you a lot about how they're underperforming or overperforming as well as a team. The Cardinals, with a really poor record right now, but their runs scored versus how many they've allowed, they're projected up to almost 78 wins. 2-2 to Narvaez. He fouls that one off. Has to make Ed Cedar move over there at third base. Chekavira, here's the 2-2 pitch. Hit on the ground, foul. Can you challenge the call? You know, that is one thing in MLB The Show you cannot do. You cannot, and that's a called strike 3, so 3 strikeouts on the day for Omar Narvaez.
Now batting, the third baseman, Jed.
In MLB The Show, it will, when it's a close call, it will sometimes give you a prompt if you would like to challenge it, but you cannot just randomly challenge plays. Jerko hits one up the middle and through for a base hit. Here is on his way home. He's going to score. Throw comes into third, and Jed Jerko gets the Brewers on the board with an RBI single here in the 6th. So good job by Jerko. Getting some more hits on the ledger. Has struggled at the plate, so good to see him. Is what the Brewers need. They need these bench players to come through, and Justin Smoke is one of those guys as well. Still 2 on, 2 outs here. And a swing and a miss. Way behind that fastball, it's 0-1. But yeah, you can't go into the pause menu and try to challenge a play. And even some of the plays that they will let you try to challenge are plays that you would never, you wouldn't even think about challenging anyway. So it's kind of strange how they do it and why they do it that way. You would think that I could understand if super obvious plays you wouldn't be able to challenge, like a fly ball to the left, you're not going to challenge that. But close plays at bases, why not? Why not challenge him? And I agree, anything Angel Hernandez, it should be automatically challenged. I mean, he is definitely one of the worst umpires in the majors. 1-1 is going to miss 2-1. I'm glad they don't program umpires into the games and how their tendencies are. That'd be hilarious if here's what we need to do. We need to get someone from Sony San Diego, the ones who produced this game. We need to get them to try to program umpires to be regular umpires. Let's get them to do an Angel Hernandez. Let's get them to do a Joe West. Those are the only 2 umpires I can probably say by name. Smoke hits that one to left and deep. Schwarber's looking up at it. He's at the wall and he's got it against the ivy for the 3rd out. Man, it just hung up in the air, and that's what that wind here in Chicago can do. And look at that one. That's a brick wall behind that ivy, and he's going to clip through it even. It doesn't look that great. Yeah, you need some moving of the ivy. That would make it look a lot better. But yeah, you do what you can.
Leading off for the Cubs, the first baseman, Anthony Rizzo.
So Anthony Rizzo here bats in the bottom of the 6th. Brewers get one back on the Jed Jerko RBI single. They still trail by 2 here in the 6th. Claudio back in there, and that one misses 1-0. Yeah, manager, and I think there used to be in one of the games, I think it might have been MLB, it was the EA game of MLB with the manager arguments and ejections. I think you could go out and argue calls, and you would almost do a button mashing thing for how angry you would get at the umpire. And then it would almost have a team effect too. So you could actually, your players would get a little bit of a boost, and they might get a little bit of a rating bump. And I think, you could do it so that you could just push the limits so you wouldn't get thrown out. Or you could go out there and really let the umpire have it, and they'd have an animation of you getting more mad. Yeah, that was always thought was like a cool one. Hot shot to Smoke. He's got it. There's one away.
The batter, the left fielder, Kyle.
Yeah, I think there's always those little things that, you know, you could do. You can get ejected in this one for throwing at guys. That is something. The charge the mound button, that was in, there was like an NBA Jam style video game. I don't remember what it was called. It was like MLB hits or something. No, that was the hockey game. There was a game where if you got thrown at, you could charge the mound, and they wouldn't show the fight on the mound, but you would get reactions from the fielders as the fight was happening. So it would just be a lot of reaction shots. It's like, ooh, ah, you know, a lot of those. Schwarber swings and misses. But that was, yeah, there was effectively a charge the mound in that game. Yeah, that was a fun game. It was a MLB style game, like NBA Jam. Batters could get on fire, and then that would almost guarantee hits. Catches in the outfield, they'd be kind of fun animation, so guys would... yes, it was MLB The Bigs, you're right. MLB The Bigs, that is the name of that game. Where they did that. Yeah, I remember playing that game. It was a PS2 game, I believe, yeah. But yeah, just... the Bigs sounds right, though. That game, that sounds right. I don't know. Can I get my associate producer to look up MLB The Bigs and maybe show me a picture? Maybe I can see if that is what it is, in fact. So Claudio's gotten the first 2 outs in this inning. 2-0 to Ian Happ. And that one misses 3-0. The Bigs might be... Maybe you have to look up a YouTube video. Maybe I can watch some gameplay of it. And that one misses. I don't know if that's it, actually. Does it look like there was a PS3? And I don't think it was on the PS3. I think it was a PS2 game. So I think I remember playing it in high school. So this would have been like 2002, 2003 where that game would have came out. So Ian Happ walks with 2 outs. This is how the Cubs did all their damage in the last inning. And Hernan Perez bats. 0 for 2 on the game. Takes a strike. It's 0-1. I don't think it was Slugfest. Yeah, maybe it was the Bigs. Yeah, I might have to see, like I said, I might have to see some gameplay, do some research on that one. Swing and a miss on the one in the dirt by Perez. It's 0-2. 0-2 pitch. Misses 1-2. The other thing I liked about the Bigs, if that is the game, when you did a season mode, you would play 1 game of the series. That was it. So you'd have a much quicker season mode. That one's fouled off onto the tarp. It's 1-2 to Perez. One, 2, and misses away. 2-2. I think what you need to do is you need to go to like Giant Bomb Wiki and see if there's like a Charge the Mound entry. Or just baseball. They'll have a... For all things video games, go to Giant Bomb. Like, they have the wiki that can help you out there. Happ's going to get a head start at first base on the full count pitch. Grounded over to Smoke. Claudio covers, and that will do it for the Cubs. In the 6th, they get a walk, leave one stranded. We've played 6 complete. Brewers trailed by 2. Guess that ice cream truck never came around, huh? So that's definitely not David Ross, as we've established in the opening series. There's going to be a double switch here with the pitcher spot due up first for the Cubs in the next inning. So it's going to be the former Brewer Jeremy Jeffress pitching. 20th game of the season.
Batting 9, number 5, Albert Almora.
It's going to be Albert Almora coming in. And first pitch to Arcia is in there for a strike, 0-1. Brewers trailing by 2 here in the 7th, as we've mentioned many times on these broadcasts. This is a team that has not come back and won a game when they have trailed after 7 innings. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Another one in there, 0-2. Jeffers pitched in Saturday's game. He went 2 innings, gave up just 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. 3.18 ERA. He's had a good bounce back year after struggling last year with the Brewers. 0-2 pitch. Popped him up. Schwarber's there. He's been there all day for the Cubs. Another put out, and there's 1 away. Schwarber could get player of the game just for the sheer amount of outs he's got this game.
Alex Claudio.
And we'll see a pinch hitter here for the Brewers as the pitcher spot is now due up. And it's going to be Brock Holt with the bat.
32, Brock Holt.
Holt with 4 home runs, 11 RBIs on the season, 2 doubles, batting .247. And takes one up 1-0. Beautiful night here in Wisconsin. We got the sun setting into my eyes right now as it comes through the front door. So my wife goes and gets the corgi, who's just got stuck around all the lighting fixtures we have set up in our front yard. Because when you're a corgi, that's what you do. You get stuck around literally everything you can with your lead. The 1-1 to Brock Holt. This is away, 2-1. Thought an ice cream truck might come by tonight. That's usually the Mondays is when they come by. Didn't come by. Been fun. It's like a ballpark experience, you know. If they had a hot dog guy that drove by, that'd be even funner. You know, have a hot dog, ice cream. Still calling the game. Brock Holt hits one to right. Hayward takes a few steps in, and he's got it. There's 2 away.
Now batting, the center fielder, Lorenzo Cain.
Back to the top of the order in Lorenzo Cain. He's 0 for 3 on the day. First pitch misses, 1-0. Dan Winkler, Rowan Wick warming up for the Cubs. Winkler, their regular closer, so kind of strange he's getting warmed up in this situation. That misses, 2-0. Pitch, swing and a miss. Got him out in front of that knuckle curveball. It's 2-1. And fights that one away. So the count's even at 2s. Top of the 7th here. Brewers trail by 2. First of a 7-game road trip against divisional opponents at the top of the leaderboard. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That one sinks just below the zone. It's 3-2. Christian Yelich on deck, looking to bat with Lorenzo Cain at first or second, or, you know, down by 1. You know, guy can hope. Full count pitch. Hits it to right. Slicing towards the line, but Hayward's got it. He's going to stick his glove out to the right. And misplayed a little bit, but not too bad. Brewers go down in order. We've hit the stretch. It'll be the bottom of the top for the Cubs as they lead by 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Now pitching for the Brewers,
Corey Knable's in for the 7th inning for the Crew.
Knable.
28th appearance, 1-2 record. 3.16 ERA on the season.
Leading off for the Cubs.
Pitched in yesterday's game against the Diamondbacks.
Almora.
Went 1 inning, 1 strikeout. And that one's in there for a strike. Knable 33 strikeouts. That leads the bullpen. 10 walks. Has given up 4 home runs, though. Got his first win of the season against the Marlins last week in Miami. Here's the 0-1 to Almora. It's inside 1-1. 1-1. High pitch is 2-1. Brewers are 0 for the season when entering the 8th inning trailing. 0 for the season when trailing, entering the 9th inning. And this is inside 3-1. They find themselves down late in the game. They have not performed well. Grounder to Hira, throws it to Smoke, gives one away.
The batter, number 9.
So back to the top of the order for the Cubs, and Javier Baez. And Baez got the scoring going for both of these teams. The first hit of the game for the Cubs actually came off of this Javier Baez solo home run to right field. And the cover boy got the scoring going for the Cubs and in this game in general. That'd be the first of 3 runs scored in the 5th by the Cubs. They'd also get a 2-run homer from Chris Bryant. All those runs coming with 2 outs. Eric Lauer was in and had done a good job. Got the first 2 outs, but then gives up the 2 home runs, the 3 runs. Claudio comes in to finish off the 5th. And then he would pitch a scoreless 6th. And now it's Corey Knebel on in the 7th. He's got 1 out, but he's down 2-0 to Javier Baez. And he's down low. Knebel's going to have to climb the ladder here. 3-0 to Baez. In there for a strike, 3-1. Brewers coming off of a loss yesterday against the Diamondbacks, trying to avoid a 2-game losing streak. Have struggled as of late. Here's the 3-1. That one misses. Baez walks. So another 1-out walk by the Cubs.
Now batting.
A few of those here today. They've got more walks than they have hits. They have 3 hits on the game. All of those coming in the 5th and all coming in a row. 5 walks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 walks. 3 hits for the Cubs. Brewers also only have 3 hits. Got 1 from Yelich, got 1 from Freddie Peralta, and they got 1 from Jed Jerko. And that one's tapped to Smoke. He's going to get it to Arcia, and then Knebel covering first for the inning-ending double play. So Knebel works a 1-2-3 inning as we head to the 8th. Yelich, Hira, and Garcia coming up.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Chicago Cubs, number 46, Craig Kimbrel.
This will be Craig Kimbrel, the longtime closer in the 8th inning setup role here. He's going to face off against Christian Yelich. He's looking to start a rally here for the Brewers, who trail by 2 here in the 8th. Kimbrel with that iconic hanging arm as he gets ready. Throws a strike in there to Yelich. It's 0-1. Kimbrel pitched in yesterday's game, went 2 innings. Cubs would win that one in extra innings. Just their 2nd extra inning game of the year. They're 2-0 in such games. 0-1 to Yelich. Swing and a miss. Got a little hanging curveball, it looked like. It was a knuckle curve, yep. And Yelich was out in front of that one. He connects with that. That one goes on to Sheffield Avenue. There's the 0-2 pitch. Hits that one deep but foul. There's the 0-2. And fouled off to the left side this time. It's 0-2 still. Brewers and Cubs will do it again tomorrow night, 7 p.m. on this channel. Hope you can join us for that one. 0-2 pitch is in the dirt, 1-2. 39,000 in attendance here for an evening game at Wrigley Field. One of the few night games that the Cubs will have. Here's the 1-2, followed again. I don't know if it's still the case, but they used to have an agreement with the surrounding that neighborhood, the Wrigleyville neighborhood, that they can only play so many night games in a season. Curveball comes inside, it's 2-2. So that's why all their weekend series that start on Friday will always start at 1:20 on Friday afternoons. 2-2 pitch, that one's inside as well. Mondays and Tuesdays are usually the only times they'll have night games. Unless it's like an opening day, then they'll have an afternoon one. 3-2. And man, that was a terrible swing on a pitch that was way out of the zone. And Yelich is down on strikes for the first out of the inning.
The second baseman, Keston Yura.
Keston Yura now bats here with 1 out in the 8th. And that one's foul. Wasn't until the 80s that the Cubs even had lights on at Wrigley Field. It was actually kind of a point of I don't remember the coach or the manager. They're only playing home games during the day, and the Cubs are not playing well, and a lot of criticism coming from the stands and a lot of booing, and the reporters were asking as Kira fouls it off, like how he felt about the crowd giving his team, kind of giving it to him a little bit. And he said, well, if I'm not gonna take a bunch of advice from a bunch of people who can go to a day game, people who don't have jobs and losers and drunks. I'm not gonna take advice from those guys. So didn't quite endear himself with the Cubs faithful who could attend a day game on a weekday. Pitch to Hero misses. It's 2-2. One out here in the 8th. Brewers trail by 2. That's inside. So here's work the count full. Here's the full count pitch. Popped him up. That is Almora there to make the play. But nope, Hernan Perez is still in the game. Kind of just assumed Almora would have came into the game, but he didn't. Must have been in for Ian Happ, I imagine.
Left fielder.
In any regard,
Garcia.
It's the second out of the inning, and Avisail Garcia walks up to the plate. Saw another person joining the stream. Welcome. It's the 8th inning. Brewers trail 3-1. Cubs scoring 3 runs in the 5th on 2 home runs off of Eric Lauer, who came in and pitched in relief. Brewers would score 1 back in the 6th on a Jed Jerko RBI single. And Brewers have to do it in comeback fashion here tonight, but they have not won a game all season when they've trailed after 7 innings. They have not won a game all year when they've trailed after 8 innings. Hopefully they can make that a first tonight. Garcia rips that one down the line and into the corner. Should be extra bases. Going to bounce into the ivory. And Schwarber's going to find that one very easily. That ivy can be pretty tricky. Known to eat a few baseballs. And it's a 2-out double for Garcia. And the Brewers trying to have a little 2-out rally here in the 8th.
Your attention, please.
And that's going to do it for Craig Kimbrell. It's going to bring on Dan Winkler. He's going to drop his glove behind the mound and come in. 13 saves and 14 opportunities. See that average, well above 300 against lefties and righties. Faces off against Omar Narvaez, who's 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts on on the game as I am starting to get the hiccups. Try to get a little extra air on that one. See, over at second, here's the 1-0. And that one was in the dirt, and Narvaez fouls it off somehow. And it's 1-1. Now that ball, if it gets lost in the ivy, that is a ground rule double. I don't think you can make an attempt on it. I think you have to try to find it. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Ivy's eaten so many baseballs that they get lost in there. They don't even find them. And sometimes when they kind of go around trying to find a baseball, they'll find other baseballs, whether it's from batting practice or other games. And they just got to shake the ivy out, I guess. But it's an iconic part of Wrigley Field, an iconic part of Major League Baseball. The 2-2 to Narvaez. Swings and fouls it off. So hang it in there against Winkler, who could come back for the 9th for the save. Might be a 4-out save for him. We'll see. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a little tapper. And that's going to stay fair, but they're going to make the tag on Narvaez. And the side is retired. The Brewers get a double from Avaicillo Garcia, but leave him stranded. He head to the bottom of the 8th. Cubs lead by 2. JP Fireeisen comes into the game to pitch for the Crew. 4-2 record, got his first career win on opening day versus these Cubs, and then the next day took his first career loss against these Cubs. So the game taken in the game. Bases off against Chris Bryant, who hit a 2-run homer his last at bat. And Fireeisen misses with the first pitch. Fireeisen pitching in yesterday's game went 2/3 of an inning, but gave up the 3 runs, and that one's into right, slicing towards the line. Yelich still tracking it down, and he's got it for the first out. So a ball, another one just hanging up in the wind of Wrigley. Always an adventure playing the fly balls.
Wilson. John Rarez.
So many times you've seen games at Wrigley where high pop up in the infield and a second baseman's calling for it, and then the next thing you know, it's landing 5 feet behind where the shortstop was, or just playing tricks on you that wind. It starts off Contreras with a strike. Now, this Corgi is not thrilled by how the Brewers are playing here today. Says they only have 4 hits. They've only got 1 run. Look at the Cubs line. They only have 3 hits. And they got 3 runs. So not much offense going on in this one. But a good game nonetheless. Another close one between these 2 clubs. Here's the 0-2. And that one sinks below the zone. It's 1-2. Tried to get him on the little change up there. I don't know if it's the different TV I'm using or what, but there seems to be like a glisten of sweat on JP Fireeisen there, which I don't know how I feel about that one really. And trying to get him to chase the slider. He does not oblige. It's 2-2. Fireeisen throws one on the top of the zone, and Contreras fouls that one off. We'll do it again at 2-2. Here's the pitch. Popped him up. Narvaez in foul territory. He's got it, and there's 2 away.
The first baseman, number 44.
These are those pop-ups I'm talking about. They start off behind home plate, and then before you know it, they're in the field of play. It's a fair ball, and the guy's on second somehow. Anthony Rizzo now bats, 0 for 3 on the day. He's ground out twice, lined out to smoke his last at bat. First pitch from Fireisen. Can't quite catch the top of the zone. It's 1-0. Adrian Hauser and John Lester facing off against each other in tomorrow's game.
2-0.
Hauser 3-0 on the season. Lester 5-1. So it should be another good matchup of two really good pitchers. That one's hit to left. Garcia has a read on it. He'll hit his glove against his thigh and make the catch to retire the side. So good job by Fireisen. Works a 3-up, 3-down inning. Last call for the Crew. They trail by 2 here in Wrigley. Jed Jerko leads off the top of the ninth.
The third base
Had an RBI single his last at bat.
Jed Jerko.
Jerko, Smoke, and Arcia will be the batters here in the inning. Brewers need to get it done here. 0-1 pitch misses. Dan Winkler back out there trying to get the 4-out save. 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Way ahead of that high fastball, and it's 1-2. And that one's on the right side, and that's going to get through for a base hit. So Jed Jerko has 2 hits in the game. And the Brewers will bring the tying run to the plate in the form of Justin Smoke. And if there's ever a time for Justin Smoke to break out of a slump, now would be it. He can tie this game up easily with one swing of the bat. He's going to bat from the left side. Winkler checks on Jerko. He's not going anywhere. Here's the first pitch. Swing and a miss. Way out in front of that really good curveball, and it's 0-1. Smoke 0 for 3 on the day. None via the strikeout, which has been kind of his thing as of late. Striking out a lot. Striking out as many times as some of the regular players. 0-1. And their first strike going 2. Spot due up for the Brewers. Trailing by 2 here in the ninth. Tying run at the plate. Winkler checks on Jerko. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Down and in, 1-2. One-two pitch. Swing and a miss. Gave him one right down the middle. Smoke can't connect with it. And there's one away.
Now batting.
Gave him a cutter right down the middle, and Smoke was behind it. He's down on strikes, and it's Orlando Arcia with 1 out here in the ninth. Swing and a miss. It looked like he was trying to fight off that pitch. To no avail. It's 0-1. Arcia walked back in the fifth. 0 for 2 on the day. Here's the 0-1. Inside. 1-1. Brewers with 4 hits on the day. Jed Jerko has half of them. Also drove in a run. Welch and Peralta, the only others with a hit. Garcia waits back and just fouls that one off. So the count's now 1-2. The pitch from Winkler hits that one to left, and that's going to get into the gap. Should be extra bases. Jerko's on his way to third. Arcia on his way to second. Jerko's going to hold up at third. As you can see, he has 1 speed. And that's not like a comment on
the pitcher.
Yeah, look at the bench. Ryan Braun is available today, so maybe we'll see him right now. He's got the pop to do something. That's who I would go with in this situation.
Ladies and gentlemen,
and it's going to be Tyrone Taylor instead.
In hitting for Milwaukee, number
so Tyrone Taylor with runners on second and third He's going to get a chance to play some hero here. Tying run is at second. Winning run is at the plate. Go-ahead run at least. First pitch to Taylor inside. Anything the Brewers can do to get to this top of the order here. And Kane and Yelich. Here's the 1-0 to Taylor. Swing and a miss. Chased after the cutter down low. It's 1-1. An open base can be a little bit more patient knowing they're probably trying to work around you, try to set up the force for the double play. Here's the 1-1. And that one's fouled off to the right side. So a better job there, at least going with the pitch. And it's 1-2. 1-2 to Taylor. Called strike 3.
Up next,
so second strikeout of the inning, and Lorenzo Kane bats with 2 outs. Tying run at second. There's a big hit right here. First pitch to Kane is outside. And you definitely don't want to work around Lorenzo Kane because you have Christian Yelich on deck, who has a hit in this game but batted .500 against the Cubs in that opening series. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Hits that one to right. Is that going to get down? It will. It's a fair ball. Here comes. And the throw into second. It's in time to get the out. But the run is going to score. And we have a tie game here in the 9th inning. So Kane tried to stretch it into a double. And we're heading to the bottom of the 9th. We're squared up at 3.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for Milwaukee, number 39, Corbin Burns.
So it's going to be Corbin Burns who bats here pitches. He's pitching. In the bottom of the 9th, he's going to try to get this one into extra innings.
For the Cubs.
And that one's ripped foul.
Kyle Schwarber.
Horribly behind on the stream. I don't even know if you're actually seeing a game. I hope you are. Schwarber hits that one to right and deep. Yelich going back. He's at the track, and he's going to have room to make the catch. And there's one away, so a loud first out.
Now batting. The
there.
Winkler. Your attention, please.
And the pitcher spot is due up now, so it's going to be Nick Caratini. Victor Caratini. And hits that one on the ground to Jerko, and he'll throw it to first in plenty of time, and there's 2 away.
Now batting, the second baseman, Hernan Perez.
And just like that, we're at Hernan Perez. And that one's in there for a strike. It's 0-1. Pitch. Hit to right. Yelich is there. And we have some extra baseball for you here on a Monday evening. So Corbin Burns comes into the game. Works a scoreless 9th. Cubs go down in order. We head to the 10th. We're tied up at 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please.
So it's Kyle Ryan who's going to bat here. God, why am I saying bat?
56.
These are pitchers. It's not like this is like the 42nd game I've called for the Brewers here or anything. 2-1 record. Pitched in yesterday's game, went 1 inning, gave up 1 hit, 1 strikeout. Brewers tie this one in the 9th inning. Here's the first pitch to Yelich, and that one's called strike 1. So an interesting move. I mean, Yelich could have batted with a runner on first, but Kane tried to stretch it into a double. And also even more risky is if Arcia doesn't score before Yelich is called out, then the Brewers are going to lose this one. So 0-2 to Yelich. Fights it off. It's 0-2 still. We're playing the lefty-lefty matchup here. Welch has one hit on the game. Here's the 0-2. Way up there, 1-2. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Welch is down on strikes for the second time tonight. And there's one away.
The batter, the second baseman, Keston Hiura.
Keston Hiura now bats 0 for 2, but did score a run when he walked back in the 6th. And this is 1-0. Pitch in there for a strike. It's 1-1. 6th extra inning game for the Brewers this year. They're 4-1. Their one loss in extra innings came on the road against Colorado. That was a game that they were leading in the 9th, and Josh Hader came in and blew the save, gave up a leadoff home run to Charlie Blackmon. It's the only game the Brewers have lost when they've led going into the 9th inning. Keston Hiura has a base hit, his first of the game, and a little spark there.
Up next,
as you look at the active pitchers available for the Cubs, McGill, Tapura, and Rowan Wick. Cubs went into extra innings yesterday. This is a bullpen that's already thrown a lot. This is the 3rd extra inning game for the Cubs this season. They're 2-0. Garcia in there, takes a strike. Tied up here in the 10th. Brewers are trying to make it a comeback win. In the dirt, good eye by Garcia. And a throw down to first, even though Hiura is clearly on the bag. It would delay a game almost. 1-1 pitch. Just misses the knees. It's 2-1. Looked like it had the plate, but not the height. There's the 2-1 to Garcia. And that one's on the ground to Rizzo. He throws it to Baez. Back to Rizzo. And that's an inning-ending double play. Brewers get a hit, but erased on the double play. We head to the bottom of the 10th. Tied up at 3.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the Brewers.
So Corbin Burns has a pretty quick 9th inning, but Craig Counsell wants to get this one to the 11th, so he's going to go with Josh Hader.
Leading off for the Cubs.
Hader pitched on Saturday and picked up the save. He actually did not. He pitched on Saturday, only went a third of an inning, came in on the 8th just to close things down. But it was actually Alex Claudio who came in and got the save, his first save of the season. And Almora is in there, so it's going to be the bottom, then the top of the order for the Cubs. It's 1-1. So yeah, it was a strange situation where you thought Hader would have to bat. Almora hits that one into center and dropping down for a base hit. So the Cubs get a leadoff man on. And Josh Hader is going to be working with some traffic on the bases as the go-ahead run is now on first base. And Javier Baez bats, takes one down low, 1-0. Baez with the solo home run in the 5th. Amora's hit was the first one since the 5th inning, when the Cubs got their other 3 hits in the game. There's the 1-0, and that one's popped up into the net. It's 1-1. Interesting move by Counsell, bringing Hader in this situation. In a game where you might expect the game to go a little bit longer. Corbin Burns doesn't throw a lot of pitches in the 9th, but gets pulled right away. And mentality must be, let's just get this to the 11th and bring in our closer. That one misses. It's 2-2. Pitch is a swing and a miss. So Baez is down on strikes. Hader gets his first strikeout and the out of the inning.
Now batting, right fielder, Jason Hayward.
And it brings up Jason Hayward. Hayward with a hit. 1 for 3 on the day. Did hit in a double play his last time at bat. First pitch to him. Catches the zone. 0-1. To Hayward on the ground, and that is through for a base hit. Almora's on his way to third. Throw coming in, and it's not in time. So it's first and third. Game-winning run is 90 feet away.
Third baseman.
That one just gets under the glove of Josh Hader. You maybe see another look at it, which you won't. So Hayward with his second hit of the game. Here comes Chris Bryant. He hits that one to deep center field. Kane going back, and that is out of here. Chris Bryant just walked it off. His second home run of the game. It's a 3-run homer off of Josh Hader, and the Cubs take game 1. Well, the Brewers finally were able to come back in the 9th inning on a team, but it's in the bottom of the 10th where Chris Bryant takes the first pitch Josh Hader offers, a fastball right down the middle, and he does not miss it. Takes it to the deepest part of Wrigley Field and walks it off for the Cubs. Well, a tough loss for the Brewers. They did a good job coming back. There's no moral victories for a team that's supposed to be contending and winning games like this. They out-hit the Cubs, kind of outplayed them in a lot of aspects, just had 2 bad innings where they gave up the hits and the runs, and they will fall. So Brewers lose 2 straight, and we'll do it again tomorrow night. 7 p.m. we'll be streaming. It'll be Adrian Hauser versus John Lester. Hope you can join us for that one. Have a good rest of your evening, and we'll see you tomorrow night.